Mr. Cekada, I want to ask you, well, during the Biden administration first, the ATF issued several administrative rules that violated statutory authorities that were enacted by Congress. In a previous life, when I was Attorney General of Missouri, helped lead one of the lawsuits against one of those rules, the frame-a-receiver rule. Eventually, a different lawsuit came up against the rule, and the Supreme Court sort of sidestepped the ultimate issue on that. But there are similar rules, such as the stabilizing brace rule and the engaged in business rule, that threaten to make responsible, law-abiding Americans into criminals and left gun owners with vague, difficult-to-follow mandates. Americans who want to exercise their Second Amendment rights and follow the law in good faith lacked any real guidance and felt like the ATF was trying to trap and punish them. The Second Amendment is a fundamental and inalienable right, so it's especially concerning when administrative state agencies like ATF infringe not only on the Second Amendment, but also the Constitution's structural separation of powers by issuing rules that are equal parts illegal and impossible to comply with. I understand you want the ATF to return to a true law enforcement mission rather than harassing law-abiding gun owners. So I want to ask you today if you'll commit to repealing or otherwise fixing this nightmare scenario for gun owners by revisiting the frame and receiver rule, the stabilizing brace rule, and the engaged in business rule, and any other overreaching administrative rules in a timely manner.
Good morning, Senator. Thank you again for your question. I can assure you that ATF, under my direction, is following President Trump's Second Amendment executive order. We are currently undergoing a thorough review of all regulations. I can't speak to the specific regulations because of the guidance under APA. In the future, when the President and the Department of Justice deem that our work is ready to be put out for a notice of proposed rulemaking, there will be a draft of all those rules for everyone to review. And we fully encourage everyone to please review those, ask your constituents to do the same, to make sure that ATF thoroughly took those concerns into.
So if I hear you right, if you're reviewing all of the rules, the three that I mentioned would be included in that, correct?
Potentially.
What's that?
Potentially, sir. I can't.
Let's lock that in. Let's lock that in.
I can't do that, sir, but I would be glad to tell you.
Okay,
that
I think that follow-up on that particular point will be important.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
As relates to another issue, the ATF is the primary regulator of the commercial explosives industry, as you know. It has been more than 2 decades since the last comprehensive review of ATF's regulations for commercial explosives occurred. What's your plan to modernize these regs that are, at this point, pretty outdated?
So those are part of our review as well, sir. And unfortunately, I can't give you any specificity, and I apologize. I don't want you to think I'm being challenging with you.
No, that's all right. Yeah. We got time to follow up.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. As for the judges, thanks for being here. Congratulations. I want to, in my time, I referenced my previous life. I found that perhaps the most important character traits in the legal profession these days is common sense and courage. You're endeavoring in an effort. It's a lifetime appointment, which is very important and for good reason. The tactics of intimidation at this point, by the left principally, are pretty intense. And so I want to ask, and some of the decisions may not be popular at cocktail parties or in social circles or with the Washington Press Corps or whatever, but I think it's really important to have judges that understand what the law is and are willing to uphold their convictions with those decisions that they're making that are really important for the future of our country. So I guess I want to ask each one of you, can you give me an instance where you were confronted with a scenario that maybe it wasn't the most popular thing in the world to do, but it was the right thing to do, and that you stuck to your guns even though there was a lot of pressure to do otherwise?
Certainly, Senator, I'm happy to start. Through both my role...
Briefly, folks.
Yes, but in both my role in the Texas Attorney General's office and my role serving this body, I worked on many issues that had polarizing effects. People had thought very strongly one way or the other, and I made sure to follow the law and advocate for the position that I was supporting in both those positions. So, yes, Senator.
Thank you.
Senator, in my work on class action fairness, I'm often representing class members objecting to settlements where both the defendants and the plaintiffs want to have the settlement approved. And so I'm often very unpopular walking into the courtroom, and I have no problem standing up for the rule of law because I know it's the right thing to do.
Senator, as a sitting state court judge in a rural part of Arkansas, small town, pretty much any case I preside on, there are people that know people. There's a lot of ethical issues that you've got to deal with. And frankly, any decision I make, there's a chance someone's going to be upset with me. And so I believe that my year on the bench, that I have made decisions in accordance with the law without fear or favor.
Senator, I would say that this comes up quite a bit in sentencing. Can you please you have defendants before you who are real people who are facing significant sentences. You also have victims who are real people who want their day in court. And so you have to listen to the arguments from both sides, but at the end of the day, you have to be courageous and make the right decision.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.